With respect to LNG, the Commission is an environmental and safety regulatory agency. The Commission does not authorize the import or the export of LNG. That authority rests with the Department of Energy. Accordingly, applications for authority to import or export LNG must be submitted to DOE, while applications for the construction and operation of import or export-related facilities must be submitted to the Commission. The Commission's review process is comprised of three distinct phases: pre-filing review, application review, and post-authorization review. Each stage of the review process requires the submission of detailed information that involves a review and consultation with key stakeholders and other federal agencies such as the Coast Guard and the Department of Transportation. Section 311 of the Energy Policy Act of 2005 requires prospective applicants seeking Commission authority to construct and operate an LNG terminal to participate in a pre-filing process for a period of at least 6 months. This is the beginning of the Commission's staff review, and it involves not only an early analysis of the project proposal, but also provides a transparent forum for consultation and discussion. The pre-filing process is designed to engage all stakeholders in order to identify and resolve potential issues related to the construction and operation of a facility before the filing of a formal application. During this process, project-specific issues are raised throughout the environmental scoping process and/or by other means such as open houses, public meetings, site visits, or filed comments. At this stage, information needs are identified and studies are conducted as necessary to fill data gaps. The end of the pre-filing process occurs when the applicant files its formal application. Once the formal application has been filed, any person can move to intervene in the Commission's proceedings. Interveners become parties to a proceeding and have the right to request rehearing of Commission orders and seek relief of final agency actions in the U.S. Circuit Courts of Appeal. In addition, all interested parties have the opportunity to place their concerns regarding the project into the record and file any evidence they feel is important for the Commission to consider. During the application review phase, the Commission staff analyzes the formal application, and once sufficient information to address environmental and safety issues exists in the record, it establishes a schedule for the production of the environmental review documents. The environmental document is then issued for public comment, and comments received on that document are addressed. The final environmental document contains staff's conclusions regarding the feasibility, safety, and environmental impacts associated with the proposed facilities. The document also includes any recommended measures for ensuring safety and mitigating any environmental impacts identified through analysis of the proposal and consideration of concerns raised during the pre-filing and application review. After issuance of the final environmental document, the Commission considers the entire record of the proceeding. If the Commission finds that the environmental and safety impacts from the construction and operation of the LNG facility are acceptable and authorizes the proposal, the project-specific mitigation measures recommended in the environmental document are included as conditions to this authorization. During the post-authorization review phase, detailed plans for the Commission-required mitigation are developed. Approval of these detailed plans must be received before construction can commence. During the construction period, mitigation measures are implemented and monitored. As part of its ongoing detailed post-authorization project review, staff inspects the construction in progress to ensure that all required measures are implemented. Inspections during construction entail the review of quality assurance and quality control plans, nonconformance reports, and cool-down and commissioning plans to ensure that the installed design is consistent with the safety and operability characteristics of the proposal approved by the Commission. Finally, at the end of construction, the project sponsor will file a request for authorization to commence operation of the facility. The information contained in this request must demonstrate how the project sponsor has complied with all of the Commission's requirements and must be consistent with the results of the Commission's inspections. This final authorization from the Commission will not be granted unless all measures to ensure safe and secure operations and the necessary environmental protections are in place and serving their intended purpose. Once a facility is placed in service, it is subject to continuing inspections by the FERC staff for the life of the facility. This ensures that the facility continues to be operated and maintained in accordance with the Commission's original authorization. This concludes my testimony. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.